if you look at your total volume, most of you are not satisfied with that figure. Am I right about that?
Yes.
If you look at your group volumes, you aren't satisfied with that, are you?
No.
If you look at your paycheck, you're not satisfied with that either, are you?
Correct.
How did it get into that condition anyway? Well, let me tell you our story just so you can get where we were. We had about 2 years of declines and 1 year of flat, followed by this year. What was the difference? It was what was in our heads. Let me give you an example. Inside of Celtech, something happened. Gee, it's been 3 or 4 years. And I got angry about it. Now, that wasn't Celtech's fault. That was my responsibility. I got mad about it. And I whined, and I complained, and I bitched. And then I thought, well, I'll teach everybody. I'm just going to not do anything for a while. Boy, I really taught them, didn't I? So what went on in my head was this dissatisfaction as though I had been wronged, and for some reason, I let that sit around in there and ferment, and it started giving off methane, and it was not a pleasant place, and I was just inactive. During the meantime, Danya was plugging along, taking care of our consumers, and we weren't growing any business builders. We were inert, if you will, if it came to growth. Now remember, for 2 years we had declines. It meant that our group volumes went down, our number of sales went down, our total volume went down, our check went down, which made me madder. That wasn't making me happy anyway. And then the year that we had kind of a level, actually, you know how I would label myself at that negativity time? I was poisonous. I would have been poisonous to almost anybody who came around me, and it really was a good idea that I just kind of step back instead of really stirring things up in a negative sense. But when things got flat, they quit declining, I started helping Danya with the business again. I went back to work, and it was kind of like putting my toe in the water to see if it was too cold to get in, and it wasn't. So I put my foot in, and then my other foot, and then I slowly immersed in the water and came back that way. But I can tell you that wasn't working fast enough. And there was a day when I got my most angry in a couple of years. Now notice, this is based around anger, and you're going to find an interesting switch here. I sat down and asked myself what was bothering me. You know what was bothering me? We weren't leading the field, and we were capable of leading the field. We weren't making enough money, but we were capable of earning more money. Our total volume was down, and we were capable of having it be 5 times as much. Our group volumes were down, and we were certainly capable of making that grow. That's what I was angry at. I went and had a talk with Danya, and we talked about our capabilities and our possibilities, and the difference between where we knew we could reach and where we were right now. And we decided that day, that was June last year, to go back to the people we were at one time. In 30 days, we had 17 signups. In the next 5 months, we went past 30 signups 3 times. In the last year, we've signed up over 275 signups. Don't clap. Don't clap. No. You see, you should be saying, see what you miss by dragging your feet and not taking care of business. Because think about it, if we can do it today, could we have done it a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? And who was the problem in this picture anyway? The little seeds of doubt in my mind, the little unconfronted things that should have been confronted, the I'm sorries that should have been said. And it wasn't their fault, it was my fault. So, to me it was getting out of the hole and getting back to who we were and what we were capable to.